I had the craziest dream the other night. In that dream, I met a genie. He was a genie who granted wishes to those facing cancer. As I approached, there he was, surrounded by hundreds, if not thousands of pieces of paper, upon each of which was written somebody's wish. He greeted me with a friendly nod and said, "Have you come with a wish?" I said that I wasn't sure, as I haven't faced cancer, though I have had lupus. "Don't worry, you still qualify," he said. I shared with the genie how what I had lived through was very similar to someone who had faced cancer. I was swept away from all that I knew, faced severe physical debilitation, endured harsh medical treatments, and spent several years of my life in bed. I had to discover who I truly was when everything else was seemingly swept away. I told the genie that I wasn't sure if there was a wish that I needed granted, because in many ways, I felt as though I had already been granted one, through the awareness of the miracles that are possible in our own lives. You see, I know what it is to reprogram the cells of my body. I know what it is to learn to unconditionally love myself. And I know what it is to see an ally in adversity, having allowed my illness to provide the clarity that redirected me from my financial career that was what I thought I should do, to the creation of a business based on who I am intended to be. The embodiment and expression of who I authentically am allowed me to heal naturally, defying medical odds and declarations that I could be dead. Nestling himself atop his pile of papers, the genie attentively allowed me to continue. "Genie," I said, "I look out into our world and I see how much chaos there is. I can feel how we all long to find and express our voice. And yet, without loving self-awareness and the ability to clearly self-express, our cries become dangerously miscommunicated, leading to confrontation and misunderstanding. It's my vision to be able to help others find their voice. And to do that by allowing them to trust their truths and find their voice and live their purpose." The genie then asked me exactly how it was I intended to do so, and I told him it was by helping others see the miracles in their own lives. He immediately offered his help, asking me just what I needed. I shared that I would welcome any additional tools that allowed me to root that vision even further into reality. With a large puff of white smoke, before me appeared a giant cardboard box and a handheld mirror. Peeking around the side of the box, the genie then said, "Return the box and the mirror once you know they have truly fulfilled their purpose." With an agreeing nod, I walked over, picked up the mirror, lugged out the giant box, and left the genie to get back to his mound of wishes. At home, I pondered why it was the genie had gifted me these two items. It didn't take me long to see just how clever that genie was. What he gave me is what we can give ourselves and all others. The mirror was a way to look at ourselves through the eyes of love, seeing our own lives in a wholly new light. The giant cardboard box was a safe space in which to find and express our authentic selves. The mirror represented self-love, and the box, fearless self-expression. Together, the Genie's two gifts beautifully depicted how we are each able to embrace and tell the world the story of who we are. Grabbing a pair of scissors, I felt it necessary to make one minor alteration. Cutting apart the sides of the box, I allowed them to fall open. Our self-expression is never intended to be constrained. It is everywhere that we are. By cutting that box, I wanted to depict how fearless self-expression is about fully showing up. It happens when we take the time to discover our unique truths and share them through the presence and messaging that is ours. And when we do so in love, it inspires all others to do the same, thereby opening up a global shift from chaos to compassion. Having stepped into the realization of what the two gifts represented, I knew that it was time for them to fulfill their full purpose. Picking the pair of scissors back up, I cut the cardboard box into paper-sized squares. Several weeks later, I returned to see the Genie. "Ah, you're back," he greeted. "And have your gifts fulfilled their purpose?" "Not quite yet." Handing the Genie the mirror to hold, I asked him to hang tight while I went out and gathered the pieces of the cardboard box that I had bound together and written upon, telling a story titled The Genie's Book of Wishes. "What is this?" he asked. "This," I said, "is the miracle of who you are. It's a compilation of all the wishes you have granted." As he began flipping through the pages of the book, tears filled the Genie's eyes. He then asked, "How did you know that this was my wish? To have a means to tell the great big world who I am and what I'm here to do?" "Well, dear Genie, that's just what intuitive ghostwriters do." I thanked the Genie for our time together, and as I walked away, I stopped to turn and look back. And there he was, dancing, with his book of wishes held tightly in his arms. My wish for you today is to pick up your mirror and take a long, deep look inside. Stand there until the fog of fear and judgment dissipate and you can feel love radiating from within you. Stand there until you answer the call to fully express your authentic self. Stand there until you're ready to pick up your metaphorical scissors and cut down any walls around you. Stand there until you know that love is the truth of who you are. And then go out and tell the world just what you saw. Thank you.